Hi there. Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cherryll. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in San Jose, California.
And I'm Cherryll CV. I'm a writer, blogger, and researcher in Los Gatos, California. And today we are going to talk about the benefits of simplicity. And this came
Yeah.
about when we're looking at, finishing up the last quarter of the year strong, going into the time of entertaining parties, either going or having them, and and how simplicity can really benefit our lives
Well,
and
yeah. We've been doing so good this year with
yeah.
getting rid of things, clearing things out. So the last thing I want to do at this point is go out and buy a bunch of stuff. I want to make the holidays beautiful, but simple,
Mhm.
simple for me, and that I'm not working my head off like a crazy person,
Right, right.
And I do love entertaining. So you and I were talking about doing, they show online how you can do an entire party with already prepared foods from both Trader Joe's and Costco. So I'm going to look into that and see if
Mhm.
that's really an option for a cocktail party,
Right, right.
because
Well,
wouldn't that be simpler than,
yeah, and a party doesn't have to be a ton of work.
right,
Short of cleaning the house, you can make it pretty simple with simple yet very nice, well, certainly decorations, but food doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to have, a lot of choices and a lot of options to keep it very simple. And certainly, like even with it, there was a time back when you'd entertain and you'd have to send out written invitations and and you'd get
right,
responses, and you don't need to do that anymore. There's a whole lot of easier
right.
ways, and I don't think that
Yeah.
complicating things should we shouldn't be limited by making things too complex. You
Well,
know,
it's not fun to entertain when by the time they walk in the door, you're ready to go in and flop on the bed because you're exhausted.
right,
That isn't,
right. Well, and people like to get together, and I've always thought that if you provide food, drink, and and a general theme, whether it's holidays, birthdays, or just something fun, and people are they love to come, and if they don't have a good time, that's
yeah,
on them. And most
yeah,
people do. They're
exactly.
very they're very happy. um, the other thing about simplicity that I like is I like the difference in the feel of that word versus minimalism. There's
Yeah.
something about,
And what do you perceive as the difference there?
well, to me, minimalism is, it's all about subtract. It feels like it's about subtraction. And I know it's a big movement right now. And I follow a lot of various writers and bloggers and podcasters on minimalism. And while I believe in the basic tenet, just the word kind of strikes me as being sparse and just, I don't know, it just doesn't ring right with me.
Kind
But
of austere.
yeah, austere,
Yeah.
and simplicity does, make me feel
Hmm.
good. The simpler way of
Yeah.
doing things. There's an ease and a flow to simplicity, in my opinion. So, whether it's anything different, I don't know, but it sure feels that way to me. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and having, and being more simplistic, not a simpleton, mind you, but more simplistic, it does reduce the stress of decision making.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to do that extra little goo-gaw decoration. I mean, it's all the things that somehow we make ourselves feel we have to do. And I need to really pay more attention to a simple approach,
Mhm.
rather than fussing over the details of things, because I can
Right,
make myself nuts.
right, right. Well, and
So,
and one of the things you're very good at is you ask yourself the question, what pleases me? Whereas
yeah.
I'm more inclined to going, oh my gosh, I'm not, I'll compare myself somewhat to others, and somebody's bound to be doing it a better way than I am. Well, yeah, but at least I'm doing it.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm much more relaxed about it than I used to be.
Yeah. And anybody who comes to my parties this year, I'm not doing special menus. I'm telling everybody right now, we're not doing the vegan, the gluten-free, the this free, the dairy-free, the I don't eat this, I don't eat that. Bring your own food, because I'm not doing it.
Right, right. Well, and
I'm so over all that nonsense.
yes, yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean, I realize people have allergies and whatever. This isn't their final meal. They can eat again. I'm just not doing it.
right, right.
So,
And I mean, and I think if, somebody does have a severe allergy, it would be nice of you, Nancy, to point it out that that particular food has that in it.
yeah, don't eat this that has fish in it. If you're allergic to fish, prefer you don't have anaphylactic shock in the middle of my party.
Exactly. Exactly. See, that's a
My
very
poor sister-in-law, I have to tell you the story. They did Thanksgiving, and she's got one friend who's vegetarian, one that's gluten free, one that's dairy free. She made all these side dishes, had labels for everything. She was exhausted by the time
uh
Thanksgiving started.
right, right.
She goes, never again.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like,
yeah. I did that one year.
because
I had
honestly, most people that have food sensitivity, they're very aware of it.
That's right. And they
You
know how to
know,
do workarounds. Most of them are really quite fun about it. They're not,
yeah, yeah,
they're like, okay, I can't, what other things do you have?
yeah.
So
Or
uh,
they'll bring something with them,
right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I'm just
So
going to be the insensitive entertainer this year.
that's right. As long as you're entertaining, I don't really care.
I could always drink at my house. That's
Right.
okay.
That is correct. That is correct. You notice that nobody says, well, there are people, I suppose, that are allergic to that, but
Yeah.
in general.
I don't know any.
Yeah, well, we've culled out those folks. So anyway, so
Oh,
go back to a simpler approach, and
yeah.
and do the things you love, but do them in a more simple way. You'll be happy with what you do, and you will be
Yeah.
a lot less tired.
Make yourself happy. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So until
Yeah.
next time, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Nancy.
Bye now.
Bye.